So good morning guys. Then the next session is AJAX. So what is AJAX? How AJAX will work? So in our real-time application development, day-to-day real-time application development, everybody is using the concept called AJAX. What AJAX will do, right? What is the purpose of AJAX and all? We are going to discuss it, guys, right? So see, the abbreviation of AJAX is here: asynchronous JavaScript and XML. What is the meaning of asynchronous? Here, one important question will come in interviews, guys. What is the meaning of asynchronous request? What is the meaning of synchronous request? Right? So what is the meaning of asynchronous calls or synchronous calls? Whatever it may be, this type of questions will come. Before going to this, let us see what is the advantages of Ajax. Why should I use Ajax in my application development? And let us check all these things, guys. Can you see what Ajax can do for us? Right? So we mentioned some points here. Can you see the first point is here: update a web page without reloading the page. What is the meaning of this? Update a web page without reloading the whole page. And moreover, you can see the second point also: request data from server after page has been loaded completely. Oh, once page is loaded completely, it will request data from server or database. Receives data from server or database after page has been loaded completely. Oh, we can send data, we can request some data from server, or else we can send some data to server also. Request and receive the data from server, right? And moreover, the highlighting point is here: Ajax allows web pages to be updated asynchronously by exchanging data with a web server behind the scenes. I want to know about exactly what are these points, what is Ajax is doing for us. So I given some points. Some people may understand, some people may not understand what exactly the Ajax is here. Let me give you some clarity. The first point: update a web page without reloading the whole page. What is the meaning of it? We opened a website. In that website, some of the content of the page is going to be updated automatically. I think you no need to refresh the page. It does not require to refresh the page, but the page is going to be updated automatically. Best example is we can open Cricinfo or ESPN Cricinfo, nothing but something. We can open that websites where what is going to happen. For example, right now matches are not running. If any match is running, open the web page and you can click the cricket score. Are you need to refresh the page every time? Do we need to refresh the every time? Does not require. Just open the page, the score is going to be updated automatically. You are not reloading the page, you are not refreshing the page, but the score is updating. So what is the first point is saying that update a web page without reloading the whole page. The best example is Facebook also, right? We no need to refresh the page. When you are scrolling down, I think so the content of the Facebook is going to updated automatically, right? For example, right now I log into facebook.com. Two friends was in online. After 5 seconds, a lot of friends was in online, guys. See, how am I refreshing the page every time? No, I'm not refreshing the page at all anytime, guys. But the content of the page is going to be updated automatically, right? So it does not require. How this is working behind the scenes? Simple thing, guys. Generally, if you want to get data from database, or if you want to post some data to database, you have to refresh the page or you have to reload the page. What Ajax is going to do here: you no need to refresh, you no need to reload. We can send data to database and we can get data from database without refreshing, without reloading. How can we get data from database? How can we send data to database? Does not require to refresh, does not require to reload, right? For example, we have a registration form, we have a contact form. Generally, after entering the data in the registration form, if you can hit the submit button, page will reload and it will post it to some other page without reloading, without refreshing. I want to get data, I want to update a page automatically. Best example is Facebook and cricket score applications, guys, right? So Ajax allows web pages to be updated asynchronously. What is the meaning of asynchronously? That we will discuss later in very clear manner. By exchanging data with a web server behind the scenes. Behind the scenes means background. It will always work behind the background. We can see Ajax request, how it is going and how it is working and all. Also we can see, right? That too also we can see. Now let me tell you here. We are in the Facebook now. So can you see I have some requests here? So right now, can you see here in the right side, I have some friends list is there, guys. Can you see the friends list is there? Some of the friends list I'm able to see. Right now, only 10 to 15% only in online, guys. Only 10 to 15% only in online. Maybe you can, oh, right, don't do anything. you can be like this. After open, sometimes what is going to happen, guys, it may be updated with some other data, definitely, right? So I mean, the friends right now, 10 friends are in online, you can don't refresh the page, it doesn't require anything. So after some time, the friends list may be increased, right, or maybe decreased also, right? Are you refreshing the page for this? No, you are not refreshing, you are not updating anything, guys, right? And best thing example is here, I just want to go with Google, right? So I just want to give you some of the examples how Ajax is going to work in our application development, where they are using exactly. Almost all companies are using the concept called Ajax, guys. Without Ajax, there is no, seriously, I think so, no application development, I'm thinking. But most of the applications, some of the applications are also there without Ajax, but most of the applications today, they are using the concept called Ajax. So what it will do, without refreshing, without reloading, can you see now, this is Google search page. I'm typing a character called A on the search window. Can you see some sessions are coming, guys? What is this? Apollo attendance certificate, Amazon? Where these sessions are coming from? I don't know where these sessions are coming from. Okay, these are recently viewed, I think so. I'm clicking the remove button, so they're not going, they're going up. Yes, they are going. Can you see some of the sessions are going, right? Don't bother. But can you see these are attendance? Okay, you can remove the character A. I'm okay, you are getting some suggestion. Now I'm going with B. So if I go with B, can you see background images, best welcome speech, book my show? How these sessions are coming, where these sessions are, guys? Do you know all these sessions are in the database? Actually, when I'm pressing the key and releasing, automatically I'm getting the fresh. So now I'm going to make it as a okay, book something I typed. Now you can see some suggestions are coming. For every key press and release, you are getting some updated suggestions, so automatically they are getting, right? So we are not refreshing the page. Can you see this is the refresh icon, guys? If you can refresh the page, now page is reloaded. Right now you can see I'm pressing again A B something I typed, guys. Can you see I'm getting some suggestion? But when I'm ABC, now I'm taking ABC, is page is refreshing? Page is not at all refreshing, but you're getting the suggestions automatically from the database without refreshing, without reloading. How these are all coming, right? When you guys are chatting with your friends also, is that page is refreshing? No, page is not at all refreshing. You're hitting the submit button, you're hitting the enter button, page is not refreshing. Without refreshing, how these sessions are coming here in the Google search? Not only this, you can go to amazon.com, flipkart.com, lot of things are there, right? You can go anywhere. This is Amazon. For example, here I'm typing for AC. So can you see I'm getting some suggestions here automatically? AC 1 ton 5 star, I'm clicking this 1 ton 5 star, you're getting some suggestion. When I'm scrolling down, can you see sometimes these images also will load automatically? You can go to facebook.com, especially when I'm scrolling down, the content of page is going to be loaded slowly. It is going to be loaded, guys. It is not all at a time, so this is all going to be loaded slowly. It is going to load. Can you see my cursor is here is going up now, right? This scroll bar is going to up and down, something like this. This is loading. Now this is loading. So how these are all working, guys? Can you see? And this is loading. So when you are scrolling down to the bottom of the screen, the content of the page is loading automatically. You are not refreshing the Facebook at any time, but the content of the page is updating automatically. How this is all working, guys? This is nothing but the thing, guys. Earlier we seen a lot of friends in Facebook, guys. Now you can see a lot of friends was in online right now. So earlier also there, but we didn't observe this, right? So but a lot of friends are there in online. How these are all working, guys? This is nothing but simple uh, thing called Ajax. Everywhere in every page they will use the concept called Ajax, guys. Ajax will make our application development easier. And moreover, this Ajax was developed by Google. Google was implemented the Ajax, guys, right? So after Ajax came to the market, lot of application development was changes, guys, right? If Ajax is not there, what is the biggest problem? See, one problem we have one thing, guys. I don't know whether that option is available in Gmail or not right now. So I think so. If we can create an account in Gmail, for example, go to incognito window, go to gmail.com. I just want to create an account here. When you are creating an account, remember, so myself. See, I'm entering some name here. So this is I'm entering Go PHP training. After entering this name, sometimes what is going to happen, in the earlier version of Gmail, here this email ID already created. So then at the bottom of the screen, you will get one message, guys. This email ID already taken. Choose another. some option will come. Right now this is not coming here, guys. Maybe when you are hitting the submit button, then you may get the option, I'm thinking. So you can take test, you can take test, something like this, and some password I'm not entering, but you are getting some error. But after entering all the data properly, this will show you some error, this email id already exists. But in some other applications, after entering the email, if you can come out, it will show you this email id already taken, choose another. But earlier the option was available with the Gmail. Right now the form and all, everything was changed here, right? This option was available with Gmail earlier. This email id already taken, choose. I'm not submitting the form, just I entered the email id, I left the field, I come to enter the password. By that time it is going to database, it is checking this email id is available in the DB or not. You are getting the same back. It is displaying the error here, this email id already taken, choose under, such a kind of messages it is showing earlier. Right now we are not getting such a kind of message here, right? So everywhere, guys, cricket application or e-commerce application or Google search, especially in Google search, and everywhere we are using the concept called Ajax. Even though you are charting, right, whatever the charting we are doing with the friends, that is also done by Ajax, guys. Seriously, right? Check it carefully, guys. This is all exactly what is going to be work by Ajax, and how to work with this Ajax and all, that's we need to check it, guys, right? So this is the advantage of Ajax. Simple thing. Without refreshing, without reloading, I want to get data from database, I want to send data to database or server, whatever it may be, server or database, whatever it may be, guys. This is exactly Ajax. What Ajax can do for us, this is what exactly Ajax can do. Without refreshing, without reloading, we can get data from database or we can send data to database. Right now, so now I want to work with Ajax, guys. If you want to work with Ajax, first of all, can you see the object called XML HTTP request object? I mentioned the first point is the backbone of Ajax is XML HTTP request object. Seriously, guys, this is the backbone. I mean, if this is not there, we cannot work with Ajax, guys. This is JavaScript related thing. As like JSON is a part of small part of JavaScript concept, as like Ajax is also the small part of our JavaScript, guys. XML HTTP request object. Remember, the naming convention is very important. XML capital, H capital, request low, R capital. So everything should be proper, and you have to write as it is, guys. Otherwise, JavaScript is, we know, case sensitive programming language. Even if you can do a small mistake, that won't work, right? XML capital, H capital, R capital. And the XML HTTP request, see, I told you in the previous slide, so allows, can you see the highlighting point here? Ajax allows web pages to be updated asynchronously by exchanging data. How can we exchange data from server and browser? So by using this XML HTTP request object, by using this object, we can exchange the data between client and server, right? So the point I mentioned here, the XML HTTP request object can be used to exchange the data with the web server and behind the scenes, right? And moreover, remember carefully, here we have some browser compatibility issues, guys. All the modern browsers will support XML HTTP request object. For example, if you guys are working some, I don't know whether the people are using the old browsers like IE5 IE6 browsers, right? If you guys are using, we don't know. See, guys, you are developing an application, who is going to use your application, we don't know, and from which browser they are going to use, and also we don't know, right? Sometimes all people may use modern browsers, no problem. If anybody using the old browsers such as IE5 and IE6, then Ajax XML HTTP request object won't work. In this situation, we have to go for another object called ActiveXObject. ActiveX, A capital, X capital, O capital, as it is we have to write, don't do your own, right? So for this old version Internet Explorer, we can use ActiveXObject. For all the modern browsers, we can use XML HTTP request object. This is the backbone of it, guys. Now, so we want to work with Ajax. That's the reason we have two objects here, XML HTTP, ActiveXObject. If it is a old browser, we can go ActiveX. If it is a modern browser, almost all people are using now modern browsers only, latest browsers only. So no problem, we can directly go with XML HTTP. But unfortunately, if anybody is coming, then we have to go with the old browsers also, right? So remember carefully. First of all, if you want to work with Ajax, we have to create an object for XML HTTP request or ActiveXObject. So when can I create ActiveXObject? If the browser is old browser, then I have to create ActiveXObject. If a browser is modern, then I have to create XML HTTP request object. How do we know the browser is old or new? So for this guys, remember carefully, when we are creating an AJAX object, we need to check whether the browser supports this object or not. If XML HTTP request object is supported by the browser, then we will create that object. If it is not supported, we will create ActiveX object. See, so first of all, if you want to work with AJAX, we have to create AJAX object, right? So here, check it carefully. Create XML HTTP request object if the browser supports. Otherwise, create ActiveX object. Can you see what is the condition I written? If the window means browser window. If the current window supports XML HTTP request object, then create object for modern browsers. This is an variable, and here we have to instantiate the XML HTTP request object, new XML HTTP request. So if this browser window supports, then we will create HTTP. If the browser window does not support XML HTTP request object, then we have to create a ActiveX object in the else block, guys. So for these both, I have taken the same variable HTTP OBJ, HTTP OBJ. You can take any variable here. HTTP OBJ is not any predefined variable. You can take any variable there, right? If Windows supports XML HTTP, create XML HTTP object. If not supported, window means nothing but your browser, guys, right? If this is not supported, so we have to create ActiveX object. Yes, then object creation done. Now we need to work with AJAX. You are ready to work with AJAX, guys. Once AJAX object is created, we are going to work with AJAX. Let me show you a small thing for you and how we can create programmatically. So let us go with AJAX 1.html. Right. So, but we are in local, I think so, local server. Okay, let us create an AJAX here, AJAX, and let us make this also AJAX. Done. Let's have a template. Now, I want to take a variable where obj, global variable I'm taking. You can take any variable here, no problem, right? I need to write one condition. If the browser supports, I mean, whatever the browser I'm using right now, modern browser only, my Chrome is modern browser, definitely it will support XML HTTP object. Unfortunately, if anyone is using the old browser, then else block, we need to create the thing, guys. Now, I need to write one condition. What is the condition? The condition should check the browser supports this object or not, right? So if the browser window supports, guys, I'm writing the condition XML HTTP request object. If this is support, we have to create obj equal to new XML HTTP request object. This is object creation. Remember, why should I create an object here? See, if you want to work with AJAX object having some predefined properties and predefined methods. If you want to access those properties and those methods, first of all, we have to create the object. Without creating object, we cannot access those methods and properties, guys. That's the reason we are creating object. I want to send a request to server. I want to get response from a server. Whatever it may be, you want to send a request or you want to handle a response. First of all, you have to create the object. By creating object, we have some properties, we have some methods. By using those properties, we can handle requests and responses, guys. In this situation, obj equal to new ActiveX object. ActiveX object. What is capital, what is lowercase? Please observe this carefully. And moreover, we have to pass one parameter here, Microsoft. Microsoft.XMLHttp. This is the parameter you have to pass to this, guys, right? So now object is going to be created, right? So which object is created? 1 minute. Let us go and alert this obj. Let me check it. So what is this alert is saying? That alert may be obj, I'm thinking. So okay, first run this file and let me check it. Launch in Chrome. What is the alert you are getting? XML HTTP request object you are getting. So which object is created? It is not at all ActiveX object. The object is XML HTTP request object is created. Okay, run the same file in IE browser, but I am using IE8J so that it will also supports XML HTTP, guys. Can you see this browser supports XML HTTP request object? But when ActiveX will come, if the browser is old browser in the sense IE5 IE6, in this situation only we can use this ActiveX object, otherwise it is not, guys, right? So we have to create the browser situationally. Remember carefully, when we are working with AJAX, first step this is. So please check the browser supports AJAX object or not. If supported, we will create XML HTTP. Not supported, we have to create ActiveX object, guys, right? Now objects are ready. Now we need to send a request and we need to handle the response which is coming from the server. So to do this, Ajax is having some predefined methods and properties. Let us see those properties and methods. Once after these properties and methods, then we can check it, guys. Remember carefully, these properties and methods, you have to check it practically, but let me show you the properties list here, what the properties we are having and all. So once Ajax object is ready, we can able to work with, guys. Right now, can you see these are the methods, guys? We have abort and get response header, get all response headers, get response header, and set request headers, guys. Some properties and their uses. So what is this abort method will do? Cancels the current request. What is the meaning of cancel? I send a request to server Amma. I want to stop it in the middle due to some data is not collected. So that I want to stop the request in the middle. So we can use abort method. If you want to use abort method, first of all, Ajax object should be created. See, Ajax object methods and properties. When can we access? After creating the object. Without creating object, we cannot access these methods. And next session we have some properties, guys. These properties also we cannot access. When can you access these properties and methods? If you can create object. As object is ready in this situation, right? We created the object. Now we are able to access Ajax properties and methods, guys. About get all response headers, returns all the response headers from server, guys. Response headers information, complete information. See, you're sending a request to server, right? When you are sending a request to server needs to send response to you now. That response information was available in this, what type of data the server is sending to you, all the information, what type of request that is and all. So how data is coming and all the data will be stored in the response headers, guys. In the same manner, single response header. So it is giving all the response header. No, you want to get a specific response header. If you want to get a specific response header, then we have a method called get response header, right? This is what, see, this response headers means when you are sending a request to server, you will get the response back from the server, right? That response information to handle, we can use these two methods, right? Request header, add key value pair to the header to be sent to server. See, so why, see, this get all response headers and request headers are coming from response. They are coming with response. I mean, you have to send a request to server, and after sending a request to server, you'll get the response back now. At that time, you will get the response headers information. Now, request header. When you are sending a request to server, what type of data you are sending to server, right? So what is the limit and what is the size and all, if you want to mention, and we can use the property call, right? What is the property? So call get a set request header. By using this method, we can use some properties. What are the some properties here? Simply said, request, what we can say, the size, request header, what type of data, all right? So that is JSON data now, or plain a string data now, whatever it may be, we can use those properties, guys. So this is a request header. I will show you all the methods. Just let me explain you the methods, right? So later we can see. And okay, after these methods are completed, we have these methods are very important, guys. All the four methods, first we seen these four methods. I don't know whether we will use this or not in real time, but these three methods definitely we will use. Without these three methods, especially in these methods, we have open method and send method. Definitely we will use this. What is this open method, guys? What a open method will do? See, we need to send a request to server now. So to send a request to server, open method is going to help you guys here. What type of request that is? The open method having 5 parameters actually. And last two parameters are username and password are optional parameters. They are all right. And first three parameters are mandatory. What is the method? What type of request? You want to get data from server, or you want to post to data to server? So sometimes you can post the data, or sometimes we will get the data, nothing but we will receive the data and we will post the data to server. You have a form. In that form, you are submitting data. On submit, I need to post the data to server now. So now, okay, data was posted to server. From the server, you want to get the response back, right? So what type of request that is? You want to get data from server, or you want to post data to server, whatever it may be, and URL. So this is very important, the file location of the server. See, you are in a HTML. So on submit the form, I need to send the data to server. Na? That server file location you have to give here. URL means the file location in the server. If it is a PHP, you have to pass the PHP file path. If it's a Java, you have to pass Java file path, guys. This is async. What is the meaning of asynchronous request and what is the meaning of synchronous request? Here we have something, guys. So async, the third parameter is we have to define a value called true. True means that request is asynchronous request. False means that request is synchronous request. What is asynchronous request? What is the synchronous request? Remember carefully. Asynchronous request means we can send n number of requests to the server irrespective of waiting for the response. No need to wait for the response. Send the request continuously to server. Multiple people can send multiple requests to the server. You don't need to wait for the response. When my response will come, yes, definitely it will come. Don't bother. Generally, what is the synchronous process here? Generally, synchronous process means you send one request to server. So if you want to send another request to server, you have to wait for the first request response. Once the first request response came, then only you can send another request. That is synchronous process, one by one, step by step. Synchronous means we can send one request. If you want to send another request, first you have to get the first request response. Once the first request response get back, then only you can send the second request. That is synchronous. What is asynchronous means? We can send n number of requests to the server irrespective of waiting for the response. I don't bother when my response will come back and all. So I want to send continuously request to the server. That is called synchronous process. Asynchronous means only one by one. One request completed, then only you can send the second request, third request, fourth request, and each and every request sent to server, it has to come back. Then only we can do something, guys. That is called synchronous. Asynchronous means no need of waiting. Send the request continuously to the server. Server will take care, and server will send you back the response after processing the request, guys. Right? And username and password, guys. Here these are optional parameters. Actually, sometimes you want to validate your request. So many people send the data, so many people send a request to me. Sometimes I want to process the authorized persons only. This request should be processed by authorized people. If you're an authorized person, then only I can process it. Otherwise, I don't want to process this I don't want to process you guys. So that then we can go for username and password option. Otherwise, we don't want to go for, if username and password is valid, then only we can process your request. Otherwise, we don't want to process your request. Valid things, right? Now send method. What open method will do, remember carefully, open method will establish a connection with server. Amma. Nothing but I want to send a request. I want to specify the type, request to the server. Nothing but it will establish a connection with server. Right? Now the send method sends whatever the connection you are establishing with the open method, that connection, the information should be sent to server now. So we have to use the send method. Send method sends the request to server using for get request. We have another thing, guys, here, send off string. What is a send off string? With send off with a parameter called string, send request is for get. Here we have method type and method type. Can you see the first parameter here, method? So type of request get. If it is a get, we can use send method. If it is a post, then we can go for send off string. Post means we are posting some data in the form of key value pair combination. That also I will show you how this is going to work. Right? We will see all these methods. Just I'm explaining you right now. So later we will see all the methods and properties and everything in the programmatically. Just I'm showing you the properties and methods available in it, right? So these are the AJAX methods, guys, right? So now, so AJAX object is created. Once AJAX object is created, we need to send a request to server, right? How to send a request to server, how to get a response from a server, right? Now send a request to server, right? When can I send a request to server? AJAX object is created, then only I can send a request to server, right? Now, if you want to send a request to server, first of all, you need to create a file. So nothing but first of all, you have to establish a connection. How can I establish a connection? We have a method called open method. Remember, this open method having 4 parameters, guys. What are the 4 parameters we have? Oh, sorry, 5 parameters. In this last 2 parameters are optional. Don't worry. Right now, we don't have any username and password. We want to give method, type, URL and asynchronous, guys. Right now, you can see open method cannot be accessed directly. What is the object, guys? Here obj. You can take any variable here, not only obj. That is your choice, right? Now obj dot open method, you have to access like this. You cannot access open method directly. That's why I told you, once AJAX object is created, then only we can access the properties and methods, right? So how can I access? By using the object and the method open. So open method having 3 parameters, right? What is the first parameter? The request type of the request is get request. I want to get data from server. The file path of the server, so I'm giving the file path http//go.php.in/some data.php. Guys, this is the file path. Where is your file? My file was in go.php, that's why I given go.php.in. So if your file was in local server, then you have to give the local path here. So if it is in a local file, give the local path. Right now we cannot access the cross server. Some problem is there, cross server error will come. So what is the cross server error and all, we will see, guys, don't worry. So here now I'm going to method, the type is asynchronous request, I mean we can send. So now by using this method, what you did, guys, here you did connection, right? Connection made successfully. After that we have to send this request, right, to server, right? To send this we have a method called obj.send. By doing these 2 steps, this is nothing but sending request to server, guys. By using these 2 lines, you are sending a request to server. So what we did here, we created the AJAX object. Once AJAX object is ready, then we have to send a request to server. Now we need to handle the response now. To handle the response, we have some predefined properties and properties. We have to check those properties, guys. What are the properties and all? We'll see those also, right? So now let me check this. Let me run the file up to here, guys. Go to the browser and just let me run this file. So we have this file right here, right? Now I want to go to F12. Let me check it, what happened, whether the request is going or not. Let me submit it. I submitted. So I'm having some error, guys. What is the error? Cross origin. So because what is this file protocol? This is the file protocol. And what is the protocol I mentioned there? HTTP protocol, right? This is HTTP and this is file protocol. This won't work, guys. For compatibility purpose, do one thing. Keep the file. See, right now we can't access it, guys, because that file is in different location and this file is in different location. We cannot access it. Do one thing. Here we can create some text file, data.txt or something like, but keep it into the same location. Right now, we don't have any option here. So it cannot access this because we are running our file from local server. Local, this is also not local server, just we are using a D drive. We are saving the file in D drive. We're accessing the file from that location. That's why I'm giving something like this. Now you can refresh the page. If you can refresh. So now what is the problem? Again, you have the same error, guys. 10mjs data.txt was not available. Has been blocked CORS, cross origin request. So cross origin requests are only supported for the protocol schemes. Can you see HTTP data? Okay, guys. So what is the protocol I'm using here? So can you see the protocol which I'm using here in the file? I'm using the protocol file protocol. But this is going to work, guys? This won't work, guys, if it is a file protocol. So remember carefully, the error is also very clearly saying that cross origin requests are only supported for the protocols, right? So protocol schemes like HTTP and something like. So if this is a HTTP protocol, we don't have any problem, guys. Okay, do one thing. So because we are running the file from file protocol, let me save this file into a server location, guys. I have a small server location. So let me go to my drive. So C drive, I have XAMPP environment in my computer. Let us go and go to htdocs. Let me save it into 9am. Let me save the file as ajax.html. I'm saving the file in this location. Now I need to run the server. Yes, my server is in running mode, right? So let me go, guys. This is a PHP server. Later I will tell you how to install this PHP server and all, because I'm working with Ajax. Definitely Ajax won't support this file kind of protocols. It has to use HTTP protocol. Now I need to run the file http://localhost. So this is local server /9am/ what is my file, guys? ajax1.html is my file. Earlier we have some problem. Now can you see? Now there is no error. We have some error, but the error earlier was different. This error was different. What is the error now? Object not found 404. Whatever the file you are requesting, this data.txt file was not available in the server. That is what the error is, guys, right? So is there any file called data.txt? Now you can check it. So this is 9am htdocs. So is there any file called data.txt? There is no such a file called data.txt in this file. There is a reason we are getting something called error. So that file is not available, guys. So how can we handle this file and all? So we are able to send the request to server successfully, but no problem. So we are getting some error. How we can avoid this error and all, we have to check it. Nothing guys, to avoid this error, first of all we have to create this file. Let me create the file first. I'm going to create a file. So data.txt. Let me write some message here. Welcome to Ajax. File is created. Where the file is created? File is also created in the same location. This Ajax file, where it is saved, and the same, this file is also saved in the same location. Now earlier I have an error. Now let me request the same, and you can see, do you have any error here? I don't have any error. Why? Because the file was found when I am requesting. Can you see here in the network also we can check guys, what is the file I'm executing here? Ajax1.html I'm executing. Let me refresh. Can you see which file is loaded? Data.txt was loaded. It is having some data. This is called response, right? Now we are able to send the request to server guys. To send the request, we have a method called open method, and we have a method called send method. This is the method we have, right? So open method and send method. By using these two methods, we can send a request to server. Okay guys, in tomorrow's session, how can we handle the response? Now we are able to send a request to server successfully. Once you send a request to server successfully, it has to send the response back to you. And how we can handle this response by using Ajax properties, we will see this in tomorrow's session. Thank you all.